So, where you from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Alright.
Born and raised. Yeah.
What did you listen to growing up?
Listen to a lot of actually punk rock, some hip hop because obviously in the Bronx you can't avoid that.
Right.
Like old school '90s hip hop and stuff, or early 2000s. Also rock and stuff was a big love I had. Rock and punk, and also alternative. Just I was all over the place really.
Right. Do you think
Yeah.
having that wide range of taste really influenced your sound in any way now that you're making music?
Definitely. I think my influences definitely play a part because, I could always touch onto different elements that these genres that I love touch upon, like hip hop. I could rap about street life, like how it is in the Bronx, how it is growing up in a disrespected community, and just basically struggle that a lot of people have and can relate to. But I could also touch on elements of like songs that I would listen to and rock alternative more emotional shit. You know what I'm saying? Because back then rap wasn't as emotional. There were certain tracks you could say that was emotional, but nowadays it's more accepted to be emotional in raps. Back then it was like taboo. It was like you have to be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But all of these things they just play a part in how I appreciate music, how I listen to music, how I make music.
Right. Yeah, because I noticed because you are very vulnerable in your songs. Does that come naturally to you when you're writing, or is that do you see music as an outlet to kind of share those thoughts?
I feel like it's both. I feel like I appreciate having an outlet that I could just be vulnerable with because I need it as well as an outlet. But also, it just comes naturally. Whenever I hear a beat, whatever I spit on it is what I felt. So if I hear a beat that makes me feel emotional, makes me feel like I need to be vulnerable real quick, that's what it is.
Right, because I can definitely tell the influence in your beat selection even because you can rap over a wide range of beats and everything like that. What is your process like when you're selecting a beat? What makes you want to write to one?
If I fuck with it, that's basically it.
Right.
If the beat sounds like something I could listen to over and over again, that's something I'm gonna stick with.
Right.
Because beats are very important,
Yeah, exactly. No, they definitely they add a certain aesthetic to the song. You know what I mean? Because you can talk about whatever you want, but if you have that right beat, then it just makes a world of difference for sure. And you definitely have a nice selection of producers over at No Clue, right? That's the
definitely,
Click.
Definitely.
How'd you meet those guys?
Has a lot of talented guys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How'd you meet the No Clue guys?
Well, me, Amir, and Riley, we knew each other already. Oh, and Elohim, we all knew each other already. But me and Elohim go farther. We go years back. We all met on Twitter, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Elohim met years back in a group chat, and we've been cool since. He was one of the people that, it's first people that knew I was gonna start rapping and stuff. And he was always rapping and producing. So seeing his growth has been amazing through the years. Riley and Amir, I knew since 2018, I'd say. Around time they were starting to do their shit too. So, I saw No Clue happen just on its own, and I was like, damn, I really fuck with that. I really support them. And then eventually me and Elohim joined No Clue. Oh, I also knew 98 Preem years ago as well.
Okay.
And he was one of the also original members of No Clue, and then me and Elohim came in October-ish. So most of us all knew each other. The new people that I met through No Clue was Bart and Argov. But Argov I knew before, a couple months before he joined No Clue. He's always been supporting us and just sending packs Fire Heat, because that's what Argov produced. He's all over the place.
Right.
He speaks for himself. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. When did you start making music?
I started because I was always a writer,
mm-hmm.
but I was it took a long time for me to actually just push out content and stuff. So I started dropping music last year.
Okay.
I started dropping last year.
All right. So does writing come first, or do you have to have a beat, or are you just constantly writing?
Before, writing comes first, but now it just all depends sometimes like I need a beat. Sometimes I'm in those moods where I'm like, I can't rap unless I have this certain beat that I have in my mind. And that's when I go hitting up producers that I know, like, yo, you got anything in tuck? But yes, before I used to just write acapellas all the time, just acapella. But
Okay.
now, I'm blessed to have a lot of producers in my side that I can just hit up.
That's what's up. So Keep Faith, is that the debut project for you, right?
The debut project was actually Riley Pack,
Right.
but I feel like Key Faith is the like actual like more 7 tracks compared to Riley Pack, which is 4, and also has other production besides Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically the first. Yeah, you can say that's the first project, really, honestly.
What does faith mean to you? Why go with that name?
It's something that I kept hearing that whole year, especially because of all the things that was happening to me. And it's something that I basically, it's Key Faith is something that I wrote for myself because I have to have that reminder sometimes, like just to keep faith. I may not be that religious right now, but just keep faith in, something that could work out in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is a song ready to release for you? Is there a certain moment or a certain like pocket you hit where you're like, all right, that's good to go, or is it just a feeling?
It definitely. I just jump around. I'm spontaneous with it, to be honest, because I used to like just dump tracks. Like as soon as I got it done, I'm dropping it, or unless I'm working on a project. But I've also this year I've been working on multiple things, so I've had like things just sitting. Like I've had a track done since February that I've been wanting to drop, but I can't drop it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What influenced you the most when you are creating? Is there any like outside influences that really come to mind when you're writing a song?
When I'm writing a song, definitely just like movies that I watched or like books I've read, poems, like stuff like that, like themes that I was like, damn, that's cool. Maybe I should rap about something like that. So I just always remember things. I may just rap about it, or I may rap from the point of view of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is some of your favorite poets that you look for?
Right now, I don't even have like a specific poet because I've been reading like ancient Arabic poems.
Oh, okay.
And it's just something like I was like, let me tap into this. But I also fuck with a lot of Harlem Renaissance artists or poets.
Right.
Obviously.
That's interesting. Yeah, poet, because I've been reading this that Rose That Grew from Concrete book that Tupac had, that poetry book, and you can definitely tell like that connection between. I always see hip hop as poetry. Not that you know what I mean. So I like that connection that you have there. That's sick. What are your dream collaborations?
Dream collaborations?
Yeah.
Let me see. Definitely, I would like to work with like Maxo, Pink Sifu. I feel like I could get that done. Let me see. I would love to rap over a Neptune's beat one day. I saw them back on Twitter. I'm gonna add them every day type shit. Be like,
yeah.
But yeah, that definitely would be amazing. A lot of just legendary producers I'd really want to fuck with. But yeah, in terms of like right now in the scene that we are in, there's a couple people I'd love to work with as well.
Yeah, because you are sort of a part of this like, for lack of better terms, this like lo-fi community that's going on Twitter right now, and it's a really sick collection of artists going on down there. So I fuck with that for sure. Because you've been working with I want to pronounce his name right, Adi Hakim. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, Ade Hakim.
Yeah. Ade Hakim. My bad. How did that come together?
Basically, like I've been a fan of him and obviously Slums, for a while. But I met him after Earl Sweatshirt concert.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was just outside, and then like he came through, and I just showed love, and we were just talking about the Bronx and stuff, and like all these things, and eventually we became friends really, and then we were just like the homies, and we just do things like go to the gym or just go to his crib, make slaps, or just go to shows,
That's what's up. So he's in like the same. That's
Yeah,
cool that you have that like access though. That he's in the same area as you, and that's I feel like probably a big strength of living in New York is that there's a lot going on up there musically, for sure.
definitely. Being in New York is definitely like something I'm blessed to be a part of because there's so many talented people in every single borough. I know so many talented people, and I appreciate them all for the work that they do. And yeah, like having Ade in the crib and like the Bronx, I can just go to his crib, or he comes to mine. You know, like we just do whatever because we're mad close to each other.
Yeah, that's what's up. Have you done live shows before? You were talking about concerts.
Yeah. I've done a couple sets this year. I did a couple sets. Like actually, the last time I was in Brooklyn before, like during this COVID shit, was the last show. Like I said, I was gonna pull up with a mask and gloves, but no, I didn't. I did not expect this to happen like how it did. But yeah, that I've been doing shows frequently. You know, popping up on other people's sets or just my own set.
Right.
Yeah, it's been blessed. Like I've been grateful of all the opportunities I get.
Yeah, that is cool. Cause how old are you? If you only been rapping for a year, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm 22.
You're 22. Oh, okay. So I'm 21. So we're around the same. We grew up with the same stuff. So now I get the Neptune stuff because I wasn't even really into like seeing who produced stuff, but like now that I am and I'm looking back, I'm like, oh, they produced like everything that I was listening to when I was young.
They produced so many hits. Like they were definitely hit makers. If you needed a hit, you hit up Neptune's.
Oh yeah,
basically.
and it's still true to this day, really. I mean, Pharrell has not slowed down doing any of that
At all. Yeah,
no.
Pharrell hasn't slowed down, and you know, Chad is always in the cut, like low, but hopefully soon. I'll love to see what they got next in the chamber.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get like a Clones follow up or something. That'd be crazy.
That's what it seems like. I don't know. I'm thinking that's happening.
I'm hoping. Going back to your live shows, how do you think your songs like translate over live? Do you think they?
I actually thought at first it would be kind of rough for it to translate, but actually, like certain tracks, they resonate really well live because people appreciate the vulnerability and they also just feel it. Like they could just relate to it. Like this show, like my second to last set, basically, because it was Ade's set, but I was on it a lot. And when I did like songs like Keep Faith or Live Through Me, these things, like even though the song is raw, like just vulnerable thoughts, people were still fucking with it. And like the way I rap it live is differently than I rap it on the, you know, SoundCloud, whatever. And so like people fuck with the scheme, the rhyme scheme. They fuck with everything, the delivery, the beat. Because the beat, as long as the beat sounds fresh, people fuck with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've been dropping a lot of singles recently, so you were saying that you're working on a couple projects and all of that?
Yeah. I've been dropping Lucy's. I might drop a couple more. But definitely I've been working on a project with Noah out of Chicago, the part of Black Marsh.
Okay.
You know, that's a group that has Lower Lip Drip, Eric Sampson, Don't Be Kendall, all these people. So they're blessed people. I met them in Chicago last year. And me and Noah, we've been connecting a lot. Like, we have a lot of great tracks. Like, he produced Sunrise and Me Vida on Keep Faith. So after that, I was like, you know, we definitely need to tap in.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. What was, when you were creating Keep Faith, was there like a point where you're like, I'm going to start recording a project, or are these just songs that you had and they went well together?
I had like a different project in mind, but after, you know, like I lost my mother and stuff, and like I was just like, oh, so I had to take a break. I was like in a creative block, and then eventually, like, I had a couple tracks done already that were well together. But after the Chicago trip, that shifted everything. That just got me into like an overdrive. Like Blue Chips was done in Chicago, and then Sunrise and Mi Vida wouldn't have been done if I never met Noah. You know, and, yeah, like that trip basically like completed the album. On it, it got me into that album mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Because Amir is on Sunrise, so is that like, how is sending tracks over the internet like that? Does that ever, or compare, because you've worked with people in the studio like you just said, and then you're sending tracks back and forth on the internet, do you have like a a preference, or is it a difference at all?
I always prefer doing things in person because I feel like you just get it done so quick and so efficiently, and it's just off the energy. You feed off the energy, and that makes you work even harder. Like Transcend / Patience, the track I dropped in January with Bart. We did that. We did basically one track in 1 hour, the other track in 1 hour. Like we were just while he was making the beat, I was writing to it, and that's how then he mixed it and everything. I was like, yo, let's just drop this today because we haven't dropped in a while.
Right.
Yeah, so like I feel like I work a lot faster when I'm working in person than when I'm online, because sometimes I could just get distracted, or I may not even I'm not feeling the energy at the moment, not because of what you sent me, but just overall my environment. Like I could just be in the crib by myself and not looking forward to anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I just Amir, I worked with him once in person, and I would have worked with him again last month if this shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we did Apple Danish together in person, and I'm looking forward to just working with the No Clue homies more in person. Like I can't wait for Outdoors to open again, to pull up to Bart crib and stuff. But
yeah, I feel like it's weird trying to create in an environment like this. You know what I mean? Especially if you prefer in person, then it's just tough. But because you've been doing.
I've seen a lot of people.
Yeah,
my bad.
No. You talk. That's what.
No, I was just saying I've seen a lot of people getting a lot of work done because of this free time. And I'm just like, damn, y'all got it easy. It's a struggle for me.
Because you talk about dropping loosies and stuff like that. Is it like a process for picking the loosies, or do you just have a ton tucked and you're like, all right, this one's coming out now?
Just a process of what I feel like I should put out. You know, like if I feel like this is something I should put out as a loosie or as a project, like part of a project. Like certain tracks is like, nah, this is too special to just drop as a loosie.
Okay. Because you just dropped Ginger Ale. So what was the who produced that? I forget. I'm sorry.
The homie Justin Tracks.
Oh, okay.
So it's somebody that's not even in this realm of things. Like he does more like trap beats. He does other things. But we've been homies for years, and I've always been like, we need to get something done. You know, and that was the time.
That's what's up. I feel that.
Yeah.
So oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just to go back to the faith thing, I forgot to bring this up earlier. What do you have faith in? What do you have faith in, if anything, right now?
I got faith in just good manifestations. Just making sure you speak positive, or you just speak good things into your life, and hopefully it works out. You know, because I was raised Baptist, so for a long time, I was just a Baptist Christian.
Okay.
But eventually, I was just nah, it's not really what I want. So, at 16, I just stopped, really. And I was I've been agnostic since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that, because you talked about how your environment plays a role in what you're doing, and I noticed on Keep Faith especially, you bring up your family a lot. So are they a big influence on you when you're writing? Do you think about them a lot?
Yeah, whenever I think about them, usually that's when I start writing.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what I just do. Other times, my environment, I could just be rapping about whatever else I come to mind, at the time.
Right. Is there anything else you want to touch on? I'm just wrapping up here. Is there any thing you want to plug, promote, anything?
Basically, let me see. My next project is called By My Side. And that's coming out soon. That's coming out probably next month.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
So that's the whole... you go, my bad. I keep cutting you off.
No, you good. You go ahead.
Oh, my fault. So is that's done and sequenced and everything, or are you still in the finishing touches stage?
We're just in the long, at the end of it. I feel like if this was a basketball game, we're in the third quarter right now.
Okay.
That's what we're in. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting comparison too. I like that the third quarter basketball thing.
Yeah.
Are you a big Knicks guy?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm sorry about that, man.
I'm a big sports guy. Baseball, my first love,
Oh, okay.
and then basketball, my second.
Okay. Do you think that influences you in any way? The kind of competitiveness of the sports when you're writing and rapping, or
I'm definitely competitive
but
because of sports, I feel. But also, they influence my raps too. I be dropping sports references here and there.
Mhm.
Not as much as other rappers, but when I feel like being dusty, I drop some sports references.
Did you play any when you were growing up, or any now?
I played baseball growing up, but then I also did martial arts. I did taekwondo for like 6 years.
That's interesting.
So,
That's cool.
yeah.
That because that sort of is that because I'm a bit shaky on all that. Is that sort of like a meditative thing where you really got to like kind of focus and tap in, or is it more of like a I guess for lack of better comparisons, like a more fighty Mortal Kombat-y thing?
It's definitely more combat training. It's just self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did 6 years of that and Korean boxing.
Oh wow. Do they have belts? What belt did you get up to?
Black belt.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, people don't be knowing though. I keep it quiet, because if you try me, then you gonna know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to give it away or anything like that.
Exactly.
That's what's up, man. Alright, I think we can wrap it up. I appreciate your time and all of that.
I appreciate you for coming out, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, again, I'm sorry about all the confusion earlier. I don't know what happened with the damn Wi-Fi at that house, but
It's all good, bro.
we
It's
got
all
it
good.
done for sure. Yeah, man.